How's it going, everyone? Welcome to my channel. My name is Swanee, and with the new cave missions that just released for Helldivers 2, I've jotted down some quick tips and some of my favorite weapons and stratagems that I wanted to go over to help some of you guys out. But before I get into that, just a quick reminder that I'm doing a giveaway for Helldivers 2 on Xbox. Arrowhead was nice enough to give me 5 codes to give away to the community, and all you have to do is fill out the form in the description and let me know what your favorite thing about Helldivers 2 is. Then I'll pick 5 winners at random and shoot you an email with a digital code for Xbox. All I ask in return is that if you like today's video and enjoy my content, then hit that thumbs up button so that it helps me out in the algorithm and I can continue to keep making content for you guys. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So after testing out the new cave missions all day, I wanted to go over some things that helped me out the most when playing on difficulty 10 Super Helldive, starting with bringing an extra hell bomb. If you have the portable hell bomb unlocked, make sure either you or someone in your squad brings one because you're gonna need it. When you're in the caves, there are a lot of enemies down there, and sometimes you will get overwhelmed. And a hell bomb is a great way to help clear out the area of enemies, especially since you don't have any support from your super destroyer. Now you will get a portable hell bomb for the mission objective, but that is shared between your whole squad. So if someone decides to call it in and activate it early, or in my case, the person that was carrying the hell bomb falls into a bug hole, well then you have to wait for the next hell bomb to cool down so that you can call it in. Plus the hell bomb can get stuck up top on the ceiling sometimes if you're trying to call it into a small opening, so having an extra hell bomb will make the main objective a lot easier. The portable hell bomb is also useful for those mega nests too. The mega nest is going to have a bile titan hole in it, and regular grenades will not close the bile titan hole, so a portable hell bomb is pretty much essential for the mega nest. Plus, if you run into a hive lord, you're gonna wish that you had one. So the portable hell bomb is pretty much a must bring by at least one person on your squad, if not more. The second tip has to do with reinforcing your squad underground. There's been a few times now where I was playing with a bunch of random people online, and because they were underground, they would straight up refuse to respawn their team, probably because they didn't think they could. So when you're above ground, you have to throw down a respawn beacon, but when you're underground, you just have to type in the reinforce command and then your team will spawn at the nearest opening in the ceiling. Now it is a bit wonky and sometimes it doesn't work quite right, but if you run around in the caves long enough and you just keep spamming the reinforce command, it will eventually call in your team, even if you yourself can't see an opening. I honestly don't know if it's a glitch or if it's intended to work this way, but there's been a few times where I was deep underground and I was still able to call my team back. So for those of you that thought you had to be outside to call in backup, luckily that isn't the case. Then the next tip is for destroying the Spore Lung main objective. I've already seen quite a few people just sort of run around aimlessly in the caves, or they'll just get lost and they don't know where to go, which is understandable since it all kind of looks the same down there. But when it comes time to destroy the Spore Lung main objective, just look up at the ceiling for the glowing tentacles or veins or whatever these things are, and these will lead you straight to the center of the main objective. Then once you're there, just arm the hell bomb and then get the hell out of there as quickly as possible. So if you're ever lost down in the caves and you're trying to find the main objective, just look up. Then the next tip is to set up a weapon configuration for the cave maps. We've had the weapon attachment system in the game for a while now, but there wasn't really ever a reason to have multiple configurations of the same weapon. Well, now that we have dark caves, I went through and started making all of my weapon configurations for both daytime and nighttime missions, with the nighttime configuration having flashlights and laser sights. So now, if I'm about to play on a night mission, or if I'm going to be down in the caves, I can quickly switch the weapon configuration so that I'm better equipped for that environment. And this is just a me thing for organization, but I started to make all of my nighttime weapons have the same skin patterns so that I can quickly and easily tell what version of the weapon I have equipped at a given time. So I started to make every single one of my weapons that are nighttime themed have the dark pattern so that I can just quickly at a glance know, hey, I have the flashlight equipped to this weapon. And now I want to get into some of the best weapons and stratagems that I found to work best down in the caves, starting with the laser weapons. Ammo is scarce down in the caves, so having a primary weapon that can essentially have unlimited ammo is a big help. Things like the sickle, the double-edged sickle, and the scythe can all have unlimited ammo as long as you don't overheat them. Plus, if you lay down continuous fire on an enemy with a laser, it'll catch them on fire, and bugs hate fire, so all the laser primaries are going to be good picks. And of course, this applies to the laser cannon support weapon as well, so if you wanted to bring a different primary weapon but still wanted to bring a laser to help with ammo economy, the laser cannon will make quick work of a lot of those small to medium tier Terminids. Another great primary weapon is the Blitzer. It has unlimited ammo and staggers enemies the more that you shoot them. So you can essentially stun lock an entire group of enemies and just hold them in place. I was pairing the Blitzer with the Guard Dog Rover, and I was making quick work of the caves completely solo. Just keep endlessly firing into the horde and let your Guard Dog finish off the rest of them. And because of this, the Blitzer is currently one of my favorite primary weapons for the cave missions. And then of course, since I brought up the guard dogs, any of the guard dogs will be a big help when you're underground. When you're deep in the caves, you can't call in sentries, orbitals, or airstrikes, and having a guard dog is a great way to back you up, especially if you get separated from your team or if you're playing solo. Trust me, go try the Blitzer with a guard dog and report back to me. And then something that really surprised me was using a melee build in the caves. Melee has always sucked in Helldivers 2, but now that the enemies are forced to funnel straight into you because of the tunnels, using the peak physique armor with the ballistic shield and a good melee weapon is surprisingly good for pushing forward deeper underground. I ran into a group of stalkers a few times and I made quick work of them. So believe it or not, we might finally have a use for melee weapons. Now, I haven't been able to test out all the melee weapons yet, but I was having fun using the stun lance, just locking everything in place. So if any of you try out melee, let me know a good melee build down in the comments so I can test it out for myself. And then the next few I want to talk about are the highlights of my testing so far, starting with the heavy machine gun. Since the heavy machine gun does heavy armor penetration, it does a great job with dealing with things like spewers, alpha commanders, chargers, impalers, and even bile titans. When I'm above ground, I normally just drop a 500 kg bomb on the bile titans and call it a day. But when you're stuck in a tight cave with one, now that's a different story. So the heavy machine gun was really coming in clutch for me against those larger enemies down in the caves. Up next, I want to talk about both the mechs because they're really good underground. I personally like the autocannon mech the best out of the two, but either one's going to be a good option. They can both very quickly and easily clear out a tunnel or a bug breach. They're both good for blowing up bug holes if you stumble across a bug nest, and they can blow up different parts of the environment such as the cave walls and land bridges to create and destroy different paths. They can also destroy the stalagmites on the ground just by walking over them, which will create new paths for you and your team to walk through on foot. And both the mechs have headlights on them to help you and your team see in those dark areas. So I'm honestly pretty happy to see that the mechs are doing really well right now, and they're finally getting their time to shine. So don't sleep on bringing the mechs to the caves. And then the last two I want to mention in today's video are the supply backpack and the grenade launcher. Now, I was using them both together because they've always been good together against the Terminids, but they're also both good on their own. The supply backpack is going to be great for resupplying both you and your team with ammo and stims, which is very helpful since you don't have access to the sky. And trust me, if you bring the supply backpack or even the stim pistol, you're going to be the team favorite. And then the grenade launcher was absolutely tearing up the caves for me. Since all the enemies are normally grouped up together in the tunnels, or they all come out of the same bug breach, just shoot a few grenades and watch that kill streak number just keep on climbing. Plus, the grenade launcher is great for taking out the bug holes and bug nests. So if you stumble across a bug nest, you can quickly and easily take them out with the grenade launcher. Pair it with the supply backpack, and you've got so many grenades that nothing is going to stand in your way. And that is going to do it for all the tips I have for you in today's video. These are just some of the things that I noticed in my 6 hours of testing. Obviously, I haven't had time to test out every single combo in the game just yet, so I'm sure things like fire and gas will probably be good as well. I was using the gas grenades a little bit earlier, and they were completely shutting down areas and were kicking major ass. So let me know down in the comments what your favorite loadouts are for the new cave missions, and I'll be sure to give a heart to my favorite comments. I plan on making a loadout video here real soon for the caves as well, so maybe your loadout might make the final cut. You never know. Remember to fill out the form in the description for the chance to win a free digital copy of Helldivers 2 on Xbox. Remember to hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed today's video because it helps me out in the algorithm and it's greatly appreciated. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, that way you don't miss out on any future Helldivers 2 videos. I currently have like 3 more videos that are currently in the works because this is a absolutely massive update and there's tons of things to cover. And that's going to do it for me, and I'll catch you all in the next video.